Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. So today we'll discuss about one more concept in our computer networks, that is a DNS namespace. So in our previous session we have discussed about the introduction to the DNS, which is a domain name system. So where the websites will be converted into IP address, because every system will be identified by using the unique IP address. So if you want to communicate between two devices, compulsory that should be done with the help of IP addresses. So here we are using some URLs, website URLs, and that will be converted into corresponding IP addresses. So that is a actual process of a DNS. Now we'll see how it will be converted to IP address. So the concept is DNS namespace. So here the name itself indicates where the domains will be saved, right? So actually this particular thing is in hierarchical fashion, hierarchical structure. Okay, so you know that hierarchical structure, right? So the top level is the first level is a root domain, root domain. So this is the highest level, okay, topmost is the root level, and usually represented with a dot, represented with dot. Okay, so I'll write here. So dot is a root domain, and the next one is a top level domains. Top level domains. Usually these top level domains are again classified into two categories. One is generic TLDs. Okay, this is usually call it as a TLD, top level domain, and another one is country code TLDs. Okay, so generic means, see, .com, .org, .net, and so on. All these are the generic domains. Coming to the country code domains, those are .in, specifying the India, .us, .uk, etc., etc. So these are the top level domains, just below the root domain. So here you can say, so .com, .org, .in. This is next level, right? And the next one is second level domain. Second level domain, the next order. Okay, the next order. So these are the names registered under top level domains. So you need to select the top level domain, and after selecting the top level domain, we need to register the names for the top level domains. So example, you say google.com, okay, bing.com, yahoo.com. So all these are the names registered under top level domains. Okay, so you can simply write Google, similarly Yahoo, etc., etc., different. Okay, and the next one is a subdomains. Okay, so these are the domains registered under second level. Domains registered under second level domains. These are SLDs. You can simply use these words, SLDs. Okay, so example, so if you use a google.com, there are a lot of applications, right? So you can use mail.google.com. Similarly, maps.google.com. Similarly, images.google.com, right? All are the same thing, right? So different subdomains. So under google.com, mail, maps, images, all these are different subdomains. Okay, so here you can see maps.google, mail.google, similarly images.google, photos, etc., etc., all these comes under the subdomains. All this comes under the subdomains. Okay, so this is the hierarchy it will be following. So this will be the root, this is the top level domains, and these are the sub level domains, second level domains, and these are the subdomains. Okay, so just remember this structure. Okay, hierarchical structure. Now we'll see how the IP address converts to the, how the website URL converts to the IP address. So let us see step by step how it will be happen, right? So very simple and important thing. So the first step, user enters in the browser. So if you want to access the internet, we know compulsory there should be one browser. It can be Chrome or Edge or Safari or any kind of web browser, right? So first the user enters this particular website. Now what happens? Browser will check. This is important. Browser will check IP address for given website in local cache. Okay, so browser will be maintaining some cache, okay, cache memory, right? So if the browser local cache is having the IP address for Google, automatically the browser will be connected to the Google. Okay, so if found connects to Google. If not, then operating system will check in OS cache. So operating system will also be maintaining some cache. So the next step is OS will check in the OS cache. So here also, if found connects to Google, connects to the Google. If not, then what happens? So recursive DNS resolver will be initiated and check the ISP. ISP means internet service provider, okay, or public domain service. Okay, public domain name service. So if the OS is also not having this website IP address, it goes to the, so this particular recursive DNS resolver will be initiated. So recursive means until it gets the IP address, it will be keep on calling, will be initiated and checks the ISP cache, that means internet service provider, or it will check with the public DNS service. So if found connects to Google. If not, what happened? If not, then it will check the root domain. It will check the root domain. Okay. So it will go to the root domain. What is the root? This one is a root. Okay. The top level, topmost level. Right. For top level domains. Top level domains. And then it will check top level domain server for authoritative DNS server. So it will check for the top level domain, right? For example, this is a .com. So first it will check with the root and it will move on with the .com server. .com server. So whatever the names registered for this particular .com will be available in this .com server. So it will find with a Google DNS server. So Google will also be maintaining different servers. So that is called as an authoritative DNS server. Okay, this Google is a authoritative DNS server, and here it will find the IP address of google.com. It will find the IP address of google.com. Okay, this authoritative DNS server will send IP address of Google to where? To browser. It will send the data to the IP address to the browser, right? So once the browser get the address of Google, automatically the browser will connect to the google.com. So this is actually happens in the DNS namespace. So how the google.com will be converted to the IP address. So identifying the IP address. Okay. So I'll write, hope you understood this one. I'll write the same procedure in a short way so that you can get a more clarity about this one. See, first google.com, it will check in local cache. If not found, it will check with OS cache, and if it is not found, it goes with the root or internet service provider, and then it moves to the top level domain server, and from here it goes with the authoritative DNS server, and from here it will be having, it will collect the records which is IP address. Okay, so in the browser we are going to type this one. In the browser we are going to type this one, and this will be directly went to the browser. So IP address will be sent to the browser. Now the browser will be connecting to the Google server. Right? So once it gets the IP address, for example, let us take some 75.102.10.4. This is the IP address of Google. For example, let us imagine whenever the IP address get to the browser, then it will send a request. It requests to not google.com. It will go with the 75.102.10.4, right? So then the request will be sent. Okay, so hope you understood this DNS namespace. So how the URLs will be converted into IP addresses, and that is the first step happens when you open any website, and everything, this complete process will be done in a fraction of seconds. So what we are doing, so we are opening the browser, and if you type google.com, immediately within a fraction of seconds we are getting the Google page. That is because of the same process happens in a very fraction of seconds, very fast. Okay, so hope you understood this one, and I'll stop here. And if you are having any doubts regarding this DNS namespace and how the URLs will be converted into IP addresses, feel free to post your doubts in the comment section. Definitely I will try to clarify all your doubts. And if you really enjoyed the session, like my session, share my session with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much.